One and all, welcome to another Padre Pio TV episode on the words of wisdom of Padre Pio himself. Words from Have a Good Day that we've been kind of, journeying through for the last while. I just went on to the Padre Pio TV on YouTube website, and I've looked back not just at my own pieces, but there seems to be a fairly comprehensive archive and library. So do take a trip over to Padre Pio TV this Christmas if you get a chance. And there are some wonderful chances to visit the spirituality of Padre Pio, because the spirituality of Padre Pio is the spirituality of the suffering Christ. Why would we do that over Christmas? Why not? In many ways, Christ comes into our lives at Christmas, and Padre Pio, said that yes, Easter is glory, but Christmas has that childlike quality that kind of melts my heart. So, Padre Pio, I suppose, is more associated with the Easter time, the Lenten time, the Passion time. But Padre Pio is, of course, someone who reminds us about the message of Jesus Christ from the beginning to the end. So yeah, if you get a chance to kind of have a look at some of the pieces that the friars put together on Padre Pio TV, do please, in many different languages. There's something for everyone. This week, I'm going to talk. It's actually a nice message. The fear of losing yourself in the arms of divine goodness, stranger than the fear of an infant held tightly in its mother's arms. Now, I'm not sure if that is completely accurately translated from the Italian. Maybe it means that I need to kind of get better at Italian or better at French and so on. But I'm going to just speak to that in terms of the desire of all of us to be lost in the arms of divine goodness, to be lost in God's love, to be lost in the heart of the Lord. Wasn't it Jesus said, "Make your home in me as I make mine in you"? So we are, all of us, followers of Jesus, invited to live within Christ. Now, we might say, I'm not worthy. And, well, of course I'm not worthy. And in many ways, I'll never be worthy. But the life and death of Jesus Christ is such that the Lord provides a pathway to the door of his heart. And the Lord provides the sacraments as the way in which to draw close to him. These days, in churches all around the place. I know last night I was in St. Thomas the Apostle in Laurel Lodge, beautiful church out there in the west of Dublin, with Father Brendan and the administrator, Father Damien, and with other clergy from the partnership, where we had the service of reconciliation. And churches all over the place are having these services of reconciliation, an opportunity for people to come back to the Lord ahead of Christmas, preparing for Christmas, spiritually getting ourselves ready for the Christmas time. What better way to do that than to come to the church and ask for God's peace and God's mercy and God's healing. And they came in their droves last night. And I know that in other parishes, thankfully it's the same thing. And I know that all year round, if you don't have to go even, till Christmas, but, for example, often before our Padre Pio Masses in the Dublin area, we have the sacrament of penance, the sacrament of reconciliation. And I know the Carmelites, both families of Carmelites, the Descalced Carmelites and the Carmelites in Dublin, they will be known as Whitefriars Street and Clarendon Street, very, welcome services of confession each day, and people come again in their numbers. The Blessed Sacrament Fathers, the Franciscans in Merchants Quay, the Augustinians in John's Lane, the Dominicans in St. Saviour's, the Caps over in Church Street at the weekends. So the Pro Cathedral, the Passionists up in Mount Argus. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities to renew our sorrow. There's plenty of opportunities to lose ourselves in the arms of divine goodness. And the second part of that, the fear of an infant held tightly in its mother's arms. Now, again, I think that might be, there could be other ways of kind of describing that, but everybody knows and everybody recognizes and everybody can picture the babe in its mother's arms, the little baby boy or the little baby girl in its mother's arms, that idea of the warmth, the nurturing of a baby, just absolutely feeling safe and secure in the sanctuary of its mother's arms. Mom holding that baby tightly. The central message of our Christmas story, of course, and the central image would be Jesus in Mary's arms. Wasn't it Archbishop Fulton Sheen who said, all look up to heaven but one, Mary. She doesn't look up to heaven, she looks down because she holds heaven in her arms. We also want to be held tightly by Christ. We want to be told everything's all right. We want to be told we're going to be okay. We're going to be told that we desire to be told we're loved. How I long for people to say, I love you. How I long to be able to say, I love you. And not lovey-dovey love, but a love that goes deep. A love that goes to the core. A love that walks the road of life. A love that puts the other first. A love that stands the test of time. A love that would die for you. So let's be lost in the arms of divine goodness. Let's imagine how that must be on earth, similar to mum holding baby tightly. And may the Christ child teach us that he wants us to come closer to him at Christmas. Now, Manaharagas and Vikas, the Spirit Nave. Amen. Till next week.